Hey everybody, it's Christian Buckley doing another MVP Buzz Chat, and I'm talking today with Amelia. Hello.
Hi, hello. Thank you for having me, Christian.
It's great to have you. For folks that don't know you, who are you, where are you, and what do you do?
Well, I'm Amelia Hernandez. I'm most valuable professional for Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, and I'm based in Austria. I'm originally from Colombia. I even have the flag here.
That's very, very cool. Well, this Copilot product, I don't think I've heard Microsoft talk much about it. What is it?
Oh, really? Impossible.
Yeah. How do you get the trick is how do you get them to stop talking about Copilot?
Yes, exactly,
No,
exactly.
but what's your background? How did you get into this space?
Yes. So I grew up in Colombia. I went to university in Colombia. I grew up in the north part of Colombia. Maybe you know Barranquilla. It's a coast city, pretty close to the Caribbean Sea. And I went to university there. I studied something similar like computer science, system inform engineering is the name in Colombia, and I actually started with the IT background, so I started my career actually doing totally different stuff, but pretty much loving web technologies, pretty much loving communication. So I kind of at a point started to work with SharePoint 2013. That's, I think, already 12 years ago.
Yep.
And yes, I was doing project management for a incubator. So we were covering with SharePoint the startup incubation process. So it was a very interesting project at the time, especially because I started to work with SharePoint Designer, the automation of processes, and also Nintex as well. So it
Mhm.
was kind of a very interesting combination. And then I started to realize things are changing. It's like, okay, things are changing, and I want to, people is going to the cloud. And then I decided, okay, I want to move to the cloud too. And that's how I changed jobs. And ever since, I've been in the space Microsoft ecosystem.
Well, and so the move from Colombia to Austria, besides having very similar climates, what kind of took you to Austria?
Exactly. Amazing. It's like, I mean, I never need to get used to the climate.
Of course, no.
The weather is just the same. The nature is just the same. It took me the laugh. I have to say, yes, the laugh. So I got to meet my husband in Colombia, as we both were in our university times. I don't know if you know this student organization, like kind of a student association called ISEC. And I wanted to go abroad and have a traineeship outside of Colombia,
Mhm.
and he was in a trainee, so he was in Colombia having a trainee. He's Austrian, and that's how I met him, like kind of having like a cultural shock workshop. They
Yeah.
were kind of preparing me for the cultural shock I have. And yes, I got a traineeship at that time. I was in Houston, Texas, 1 year, working for Pencil Quaker State, formerly Pencil Quaker State. I think nowadays, in the meantime, is Shell International.
Yep. That's pretty close to me. I'm in Dallas, so yeah.
Yes, I know.
There are weather differences for folks that don't know Texas weather. Houston is much hotter, much more humid than Dallas. It's relatively uh, 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 moderate out here comparison to there. But yeah, if you've been down to Florida or anything around the Gulf Coast anyway, it's all like that. But well, that's
It's
I love Austria. So as I was saying before we started recording, my son and I were there in December, I'd say like Vienna is one of my favorite cities in the world. I could see myself actually living there. Really enjoyed it there. So hope to
Yes,
get
it's so
back there.
beautiful.
This year won't happen. Maybe next year I'll be back there again. But well,
Okay, let me know.
focusing on the Copilot space. Obviously, there's a lot that's that's going on around Copilot. What areas are you focusing on? And well, let me ask this question: what are your primary contribution types? Are you more of a writer, a video creator, speaking at conferences? Do you do all those things, or kind of what's?
Mhm.
And then what are you writing about, or what are you creating content around lately?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I'm more of a writer at the moment. So I have a blog, the Copilot Habit, where I'm pretty much, writing for business users how to adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Mhm.
And I kind of started to use several channels, also the tech community, and I'm also writing a newsletter and regular posts on LinkedIn. And at the same time, I started, online to engage with different communities. For example, the Azure and AI community show, where I've been, showing up and contributing. Yes, also the Microsoft Speaker Hub is something I've been contributing with. So yes, so it's kind of a mixture between writing, speaking, and kind of building community, catching up with people. Okay, what are actually the needs? What are the questions out there? Being I'd say staying how do you say, like in observation mode, kind of,
Right.
and catching up the essence of what people need to know about the product, what is maybe missing, contributing with that.
Yeah. Well, it's I mean, I'm. What do you see from the work that you're doing from client conversations? What are people most excited about? What is around Copilot? Where do you see the most? I don't know the way to say this. Where clients where they like the light goes off above their head, they understand like, oh, I see where this fits. Are there certain patterns that you see, certain trends?
Mm. Oh, yes, I do. Especially, I think people feels very secure when they are using Copilot. I think people, especially in Europe and regarding, GDPR and compliance, they feel okay. We are on the right side as organization using Copilot, and we do have the tools. To be able to respond to, for example, compliance rules like the EU Act, for example. So
Mhm.
it's kind of this security and this kind of, okay, we can sleep well when we are using Copilot with it for the organization. And on the other side, I see on users, their happy face, especially when they are using Copilot in Teams. Uh, for meeting recaps, for example. I think this is like one of the highlight features of Microsoft 365 Copilot. Uh, Especially the integration is something that it's cool, and I see it myself personally, like I'm trying to give everything I have to the Microsoft space, like every conversation, every recording, so Copilot knows more about me and can help me better when I need its help.
Do you have a certain place like where like in your day-to-day usage of the
Mhm,
technology, you have kind of like a favorite place of using Copilot? Like, because personally, I've really started using it in Outlook, and
mhm,
uh, and it's not so much in the drafting, but it's the constantly trying to go in. I hate the whole find time, meeting maker type stuff where you're trying to schedule across multiple people. I love being able to go in and saying, here's the topic, here's the three other people that need to be there. Find a time, for a meeting. Go and put this together, and just kind of cut through that experience. It's fantastic for that.
Yes, for me, it's fantastic the Outlook a part of Copilot too, especially because, I write in different languages. So my first language is Spanish, I write in German, and I also write a lot in English. So most of the times when I'm using Copilot in Outlook is, hey, help me draft this email in German, for example, or
Mhm.
hey, could you just check if grammatically everything is correct? So it has been really a huge, huge help because I don't have to think that much anymore if it's my grammar is correct because Copilot is, providing already a very good draft. So I just have to go through and it's saving me a lot of time.
How
Mm.
is it, as somebody who's, I mean, I have a little bit of Spanish, background. It's like, but I couldn't go and do a translation. I'm better at reading it than but I wouldn't know of like what are the nuances of that. Does it look like a native speaker? However, my daughter who lived in the Philippines and speaks Tagalog, she was actually amazed at how accurate it was in the conversion over to Tagalog. How is it in your experience? Do you have to do a lot of editing, or is it to German and to Spanish? Is it pretty in English? Is it pretty good?
Well, I don't. Well, I do need to do actually some additions. I mean, there is this very cool feature to kind of set up your voice, but still I do need to put it my very personal, my personal sign kind of.
Yeah.
So therefore, I mean, it's totally correct. What Copilot is writing in German or in Spanish, but still it doesn't totally sound like me. So therefore I go through, of course, the content and put it my personal touch.
I tell you, if I would love just talking about Austria. I just had the idea too. It's like there must be a voice mod out there so that if you're having Copilot read back to you text, to have it in Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. So you have that.
Oh.
I was talking to somebody about this that had no idea that there is a mod that you can buy. I believe it is for um, the Amazon device on the shelf behind me, whose name I will not speak.
Oh, really?
She doesn't
Okay.
wake up, but that you can purchase the Samuel L. Jackson mod for that, so you can have
Oh,
your interactions and have it back. So anyway,
cool.
I would I think that's the future. That's the future of Copilot. It's a bunch of famous
Yes.
actors and actresses voice mods.
No,
Yeah.
not only.
Give the people what they want, Microsoft. Come on. Yeah. Well, so what's your
Did I
community
mention
involvement?
already what I do? Yes.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, did I mention what I do? I think this is just what you were about to ask, or?
I was going to ask about community involvement. Like
Hmm.
what's your community activity like over there? What's going on in Austria in the
In Austria is going on a lot, and thank you for reminding me about it. Of course, in Austria we have the Power Platform enthusiast community.
Mhm.
It's a Power Platform user group. Of course, I love automation. I told you before, SharePoint Designer, Nintex, and like the very first steps. And yes, and we started this community last year, and I joined in January. So I'm joined, and we are together. I think we are four in the team of organizers. So we are really, putting all together our efforts, and every single month we get together and have a meetup with actually very good results. We have a lot of forwards already on LinkedIn, and we will have our very first meetup in person here in Vienna, or very close, on October the 2nd.
Very cool.
Yes, so
Well,
we will
there's
have two sessions, and we even have a bar for after party. So
there's
very
that. Well,
cool.
I know that with the old the SharePoint user group model, the Spugs, the having the SharePoint afterwards was an important part of it. Um, but well, that's great. Have you? I mean, have you seen that like post pandemic that the community is starting to get back together in person a lot more? Is it growing again?
But yeah, I think you just mentioned something important. During the pandemic, there was really like like it slowed really everything down, and still the communities that used to be before, no, they are still not present. I have to say, like, these regular meetups are still missing, and also the in-person meetups. But another initiatives have started, like for example our Power Platform Enthusiasts user group, and I've heard about other things coming regarding Copilot and so on. So I
Yeah.
think some initiatives don't exist anymore, but there are new ones, and we're really looking forward to to build community and to work together. And I think it's so important, much more than used to be before, to to have the chance to meet in person. Like that's the reason why we have local communities, because you have then the chance to to meet in person people, and it's a very important part of community.
I know a lot of user groups, and like I was in Utah for 9 years and part of the committee there, and we really struggled with that to get back to the pre-pandemic numbers. We went like everybody during the pandemic. We did the online only model, then we brought back the in person, but we just never got the attendance back in person. And I would also say that the most of the people that were dialing in were outside the region. They weren't part of that local community. And that's what's missing from a lot of these. I know that there are a lot of user groups. I don't want to knock them for doing this that remain purely, they said, we're just going to stay, online. It's easier. And we get together at regular meetings and we get a decent turnout. Like, that's great. I just, in the regions I've been in and worked with closely, that's just not been the case. They've just not grown that. And my I guess my challenge for organizers, user group leaders out there is that I'm looking to do the same thing here in the Dallas area, is to mix it up, to do something different. Like, you just can't
Hmm.
do the old model, that it's just not working anymore. You have to change it up. What you're
Sure,
focused on, how you're
sure.
going to attract people. It comes down to marketing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yes, actually, and to try to find out what are actually the pain points, the topics people want to learn about it, because that's why the people are, getting together. They want to learn from each other. They want to be able to complain also, a
Yeah.
place to complain and to say, hey, I have this problem, and what about you? And and I think this kind of interaction, this kind of possibility, you have to keep observing, you have to keep talking to the people, and try to bring to the table the opportunities to talk about it, to stay in touch, to
Mhm.
to have a kind of relaxed space where people can exchange.
Yeah. Well, that's that again. I think that's the challenge for leaders to do that for a community, because it's, yeah, you cannot replace the human interaction, that element of it. Whether it's a user group or even and I, as somebody who's worked from home, I've not had to drive into an office for 15 years.
Hmm.
And I've been the
Hmm.
remote person. I've worked for companies that have been all over the world, and but yeah, it's there, even then, there's value in, on a regular basis, going in and seeing people face to face. And the true is with true. It's true with community as well.
Yes, I think so too. So I really like the mixture of both, like, okay, it's great that we have the flexibility and also, the possibility to meet online, and also, to offer opportunities for those who wants to engage in person. And I think you have to have nowadays a component of both, both components. So it's very cool that we are doing it for the very first time, 2nd of October. So take note if you have time.
Well, perfect. Well, this will go live before then, so good promotion for that. But
Yes, sure, sure.
well, Amelia, really appreciate your time getting to meet you. Hopefully, get to see you in person at the MVP Summit
Yes.
next year if you make it over.
Let's see.
We'll
Let's
see. Yeah,
see.
but yeah, be over back your way next year. But Amelia, really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Christian. It was nice to talk to you. Thank you very much.